Hello, what's up? How's it going? I think I'd have something planned for this, but I don't. Guess I'm just gonna wing it. Just would be a cool idea during this whole situation right now to, interview myself, basically. It's an original idea, no one's ever done it before. Social radio, I call it. You may think, hey, this is just a podcast without any guests because he has no friends and no one to talk to. Nope, this is a self-interview. Yeah. So, why would I want to interview myself? Surely I know everything about me. Well, look. I don't know. I got nothing. That's why I will name this self-interview, social radio, networking, media, the nutting interview. So, who am I? Huh? You want to know who I am? You want to know what I'm doing here? Why I fucking exist? Why you're here listening to this random fucking person talking? Well, I'm just a boy, I guess. Just a guy. And guess what? I live in London. And I'm locked inside my house. Yep, that's the premise of this story. I am locked inside my house. Why? Because the fucking apocalypse, people. There are people fucking outside running around in the streets catching a virus. And once they get this virus, they turn into a fucking rabbit-eating, crazed creatures who have fucking rabies in their saliva. And if you go near them, they'll lick you and fucking eat you. And then once you're eaten, that's when the virus gets to you, and that's when you kill all your family, all your loved ones, because you have no recollection of your past self. No, that's just the plot for The Walking Dead. It's not what's actually going on. But it's close. It's pretty fucking close. Basically, it's the fucking coronavirus right now, isn't it? If you're listening right now, at the moment of recording, you're going to be like, fucking obviously, I'm fucking inside all day, going fuck all. And this little cunt is telling me what's happening in the world right now. Well, my bad, bro. My fucking bad. I'm just waffling, honestly. This is a waffle podcast. But maybe shit, did I say podcast? Self-interview. But maybe you could learn something. Maybe you can have some fun, hang out, chill out. Put this on while you're playing a video game. I love to do that myself with a few of my favorite podcasts. Maybe I'll get into that later. What podcasts I enjoy, what media I've been listening to pass the time, what I've been doing. But let's just fucking talk about this fucking coronavirus right fucking now. Because, bro, it's got to the point where I'm having to talk to myself for entertainment value. Yes, that is what I'm doing at this very moment. Because I think I'm going fucking mental. I think I'm going insane. Literally, I'm so bored. I have just resorted to wanking pretty much all the time. Like, legit, like 3 times is probably the minimum I'll get to. Max is about 4.5, and I say half because at that point they're not even. I don't know. It's even wanking once you've fucking used up. You've busted all the sperm in your sack. There's nothing left. It's just dust. Your dick's about to fall off. You're not even getting a fucking boner anymore. It's basically it just gets to like 4 inches and that's it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we get to like, it only grows halfway, and it hurts more than it feels good, and you're just there like with a glazed look in your eye, just masturbating. That's a half wank, ladies and gentlemen. I've had a few of those over this past week. It's quite annoying that, you know, I hate spam is pretty fucking annoying, right? Like, again, it has to be there, but I just enjoy the days when, you know, you can do that shit. Because I used to, a little secret, before I could produce the sperm, I would wank. Not in the typical way of the thrust motion, you know, the hand of your dick. I would just like rub my dick basically as a kid, and I'd get to the point of explosion and nothing would happen, and I remember that. Now, however, of course it explodes, and it's pretty freaking annoying. There's no use for it at the moment, right? I don't need to. I'm not looking to have a kid, and there's no one for me to have a kid with because I'm on my own. I don't care. I like being like that way. But the point is, after 1 or 2, I just run out. Pretty much, all that comes out is fucking dribbles. But so I mean, that's a positive. I suppose I've been messing about on YouTube with doing my YouTube videos. Check out my channel. I'll link in the description below. I do kind of have a little list of what I wanted to talk about. Guess the fuck what? And wanking was not on the list, believe me. But it pretty much, the only things I wrote was 3 full dots. Who am I? Why am I here? What's going on in the world? I'm not a fucking news channel. What was I thinking when I wrote that list, man? So basically, I think I pretty much already ran out of those 3 things in the first freaking 10 minutes. Well, I mentioned, I left a little bit of cliffhanger. I mentioned, you know, the podcast I listen to. David Dobrik is great. I love listening to David Dobrik's vlogs. I used to watch his vlogs. Watched them all really quickly because they're only 4 minutes long, and 4 minutes can go past quick if you have something like that in that amount of time to watch. It's like what the fuck, that felt like 2 minutes. Work, it felt like longer. I can't really tell sometimes, but his vlogs are great. Think about it. Basically, I used to watch 1 hour like Netflix, you know, like 1 hour long Netflix shows or stuff like Game of Thrones, where literally like 1 hour or they're like 40 minutes or 50. Then I was introduced to anime, literally a little under 20 minutes. You can bang out like 3 in 1 hour. And it feels like no time's gone past. You can bang out 6 in 2 hours. You can finish basically a whole season in a day, no trouble. If it's like 20 episodes, think about it, like 4 hours, you're pretty much done a whole entire season. That's just a morning session and an evening session of watching anime. It's so quick. And that's the problem with anime. You just binge watch it too fast. Just like David Dobrik vlogs. And once they're 4 minutes 20 seconds, 4:20, bro, that shit's quick. That shit is fucking quick. La 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 la. Like, if the audio sucks, then that's your fault. That's not my fault because you affected the audio. You should be wearing better headphones. I am recording this in my bedroom, and I looked online about good studio requirements. Basically, not that I would ever bother to fucking do that shit, but basically, you shouldn't be near windows, and there's a window right in front of me. In fact, this laptop is sitting in front of a window, and you need like carpet. You know, I don't have a carpet in my room, so that's another minus. You know, and preferably you'd have that styrofoam stuff, like carpet type quality things lining all your walls. That's what's in the studio. Someone who does science or some shit can educate you on why that helps with noise. Maybe it's your pet bouncing off bubble. I don't know. I think that sounds stupid, but like, you know, like bats, how they shoot out sound waves and they bounce off the walls and they come back to them. That's how they can hear and go fly around. Well, that's like in my room here, and basically it's going to be bouncing around everywhere because I have no carpet. So the audio might suck a little bit. But I don't know. I don't mind. So podcast, David Dobrik. It's very casual, very easy to listen to. It's just a guy really talking, kind of like this. This isn't a podcast, of course. This is a self-interview, something different. Then you have True Geordie podcast. At the beginning, it was kind of similar to David Dobrik's in that he would kind of talk about. It would kind of be like conversational. He'd just be chatting with his friend Lawrence McKenna, and they'd kind of be going through random topics about anything. And those were my favorite podcasts, really. He of course has gone kind of more not mainstream but more refined in how he does it. So he kind of does less podcasts because he wants to get good interviews, people, get good quality like content. He has a really good studio now, really high quality cameras, high quality audio. He interviews like famous people like Alan Shearer, Ian Wright. And sometimes they can be really intense, like interviews too. Like he interviewed a guy that went to prison for many years. He interviews like drug abusers, like gamblers, and often these people aren't even people you know. So I was interested in Alan Shearer's podcast because I know Alan Shearer, but I didn't know who this guy was from his fucking prison cell. But I watched it because of True Geordie. You know, I listened to the podcast because of True Geordie. And you know, to be honest, I do miss when he did the usual podcasts. He was with his mates, or just with him and Lawrence, just talking about what's going on in the world, about their past little stories they had. That was really the most fun. And it kind of, I guess I heard this from another YouTuber, and I guess it's kind of true, is that, you know, he's kind of upgraded all his gear, etc. And when, it's not that it's exactly because of this, but it kind of does feel a little bit less kind of personal because everything feels so professional and clean cut. And sometimes I feel like it'd be better if, you know, YouTubers kind of kept it authentic and kind of kept it as shitty as it always was, because that's who they are, how it is. Sure, you can make your content better, but, you know, if you just stick to why people loved it in the first place, the roots of it, then it could be good. But I think True Geordie probably has more higher ambitions or something of like, eventually he probably wants to go into TV, more mainstream. And I don't know if that's could happen anymore because of, I heard that he had, his text got leaked. I didn't find it that much problem. I heard about it and I was like, okay, that's not a big deal, because imagine his messages got leaked and he was abusing someone, or it came out that, you know, something far worse. But that's literally nothing compared to some controversy that, so for example, PewDiePie had, where he said the N-word, etc., etc. But that's the True Geordie. I don't listen to him as much anymore because I don't know. I just preferred the older way. But I do realize that I'm becoming one of those dickheads that says, "Oh, you're not the same as you always were. You're different now," and that's kind of a cunty thing to do on YouTube. IMO. Of course, there is a mainstream podcast, but you know, probably the most popular podcast out there. I don't know I think it could be the most popular one. Don't know that for sure. Again, spreading false information already. Nice one. Joe Rogan. The problem with Joe Rogan is, for me at least, I love listening to his tiny little mini clips on YouTube. I listen to those. I haven't really listened to the only full podcast I've listened to is his interview with Robert Downey Jr. And reasons is that I don't know any of the people that really come on. I'm kind of confused. Like, I don't know where to begin or start, and it just looks fucking confusing to me. And I went on the podcast playlist, and it's like every episode is like interview with Sarah McKellen. I'm like, who the fuck is Sarah McKellen? She's a TV presenter. Okay, but I don't know who that is. Why should I get out? I don't know. I really don't want to get into Joe Rogan because it's really interesting. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the main podcasts I like and listen to. Sure, there are others like, I'll give you another one. Mr. Sunday Movies. Really good for films, movies, and gaming to extent that mainly it's just films and movies podcast, kind of going over all the popular culture films, etc. And there's a bit of comics in there too at the end. If you're into like Marvel, if you're into those kind of movies, they're basically the perfect like DC. That's basically talking about the Refined. They're two Australian guys, and again, it's a little bit of a comedy podcast, kind of like True Geordie and David Dobrik are both quite funny and light-hearted sometimes. I mean, True Geordie can get really depressing, which is why there was another reason why I watch less, because like, geez, I don't want to get fucking depressed for the whole day. But yeah, no. Yeah, Mr. Sunday movie is lit. I haven't watched any movies recently. I mean, it's kind of hard. I mean, I really should take this opportunity during the corona to watch some movies that I've never watched before. But there are a ton, and I could probably list to you right now movies I've never watched, and you know, it's kind of crazy. Okay, number one in my list is probably Fight Club. I want to watch Fight Club. I've heard about it. Kind of got spoiled to me by various places, so I do know the ending. Matrix, that's a big one, because Keanu Reeves in it. What a funny guy. I don't know how he became a meme on the internet. He's just such a, I guess, I don't know, who knows how do memes start? It's just like, it just bursts out of nowhere. It's like suddenly, you know, fucking, there's a Ugandan knuckle, suddenly everyone loves Keanu Reeves, but why didn't they love him 3 years ago when he was still just as cool? Or, I don't know, man. But that's just how the way things are. It's like asking a fucking stupid question, I realise that. Either way, I haven't watched Matrix, probably should. Godfather, really should watch that. I have never watched it. I hate saying it, but I hate, saying, oh, I've got a short attention span, but I think I kind of do. I kind of have a shit attention span. It's just the way things are. In school, it was always hard for me to focus. Literally, every time I just be drawing fucking random shit in the corner of my page, and either way, no one learns shit from the lessons, right? The lessons are just used to get base knowledge in, and you walk out of the fucking room and you forget about everything the teacher said. Literally, you're sitting in that class, they teach you whatever, you kind of listen, kind of don't. Do the work just because everyone's doing it together. You find out how to do it, then you fucking forget about it as soon as you leave. You forget about it for the next 3 fucking months until exam time comes up and you're like, oh shit, I have to go back to this thing which we learned in that lesson. Oh yeah, I remember a little bit how to do this now. Because that little bit of knowledge at the back of your head that was like, okay, this is how you do it, and then you fucking do it. So all of the stuff that you learn is mainly just in revision. I know that I would have flopped every fucking test I did if I didn't do revision. Maybe that's just me. Maybe other people can seem to do well without revision. I can't, because I don't really have the base knowledge. I don't learn beforehand. I learn right before the fucking test happens. It's just the best way. For me, I don't know. Like, for example, I got in my ancient history AS exam, I got a U in every single mock until the very last. It's only a year course, by the way. So we had like 2 like kind of proper mocks, and then the final one, I got a U in both, and then the last one I got the A, which is the highest you can get for AS. Such a flex, but that's just how things. It's just that like that, you know. Easy peasy, lemon squeezies. So in terms of where I hope this to go, this fucking thing, I kind of want to get my friend involved. Maybe we can chat about. Oh fuck! That was my metal ruler. These metal rulers are crazy, by the way. Literally, when the first time I saw someone in a classroom with a metal ruler, I didn't think it was actually like, real metal. I thought it just looked shiny and it was plastic. No, he was there. This guy, by the way, was stocky, and he looks like the typical like middle-aged English guy who's balding already. Genuinely, he looked like balding, this fucking big English stocky guy. Except he was like 13 or 12 at the time, and he was just there, real mean, this fucking steel ruler, shaving the edge of the table. The wood would literally just peel off it,
as he was scraping away at it, and I was like, holy fuck, this crazy child has a freaking weapon in his hands where he can literally cut my dick off, and he's sitting right in front of me. And that's why these metal rulers were no joke. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I was thinking about, I'm getting my friend involved with this. It'd be fun, just like basically just chatting about shit that's going on in the world. Like, for example, I heard Kim Jong-un fucking might die. That's pretty crazy, right? And I was confused. I was like, wait, what? He's so young, isn't he? He's probably in his 20s, and you know he doesn't look like the most healthy guy. But compared to those guys in America who are fucking size of a bus, he's not. You know, he's fat, but he's not like, okay, I'm gonna die tomorrow kind of fat. Like, he's not that fat. Turns out he has gout and something else. Again, not the most educated person I've talked to, but he has gout. And, you know, that's the kind of thing. Gout was what they got back in the old days, like King Henry VIII, who got gout because they ate very rich foods. They ate foods with a lot of salt, like rich kind of food, not really vegetables kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? Meat, wine, and damn, that sounds fucking painful. Back in the day, fucking, I swear down, these guys back in the day would just drink wine as water. Like, they just get up in the night, oh, there's my wine, there's my pitcher full of red wine next to my devil, and they went fucking drink water. As just like every Game of Thrones scene, the guys are just drinking fucking wine. You know, all those old films you see, it's just always wine. I'm just like, what? Do you not drink fucking normal shit? Is wine literally just the norm? And apparently, also that's because the water was very dirty back then. You need to fucking, probably more deadly than just drinking wine, just being drunk 24/7. So, there's that. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. I thought it was a lie that he was hospitalized. Because how could that information reach us? Because they've been like radio silent, just like, we don't know, is coronavirus even a thing in North Korea? Right? Because people aren't allowed to leave or enter. They can leave or enter, but it's very controlled. So most likely they would have big, like, lockdown on the potential corona. And even South Korea, who's right next to it, they didn't get hit that too bad because they were expecting it. They knew, they had everything ready. They had a plan in place. So do North Korea have corona? Are they all dead right now? Maybe they've all got the infection. Maybe they're all zombies. Because guess what, guys? I had this theory that coronavirus will turn us into zombies 3 months later. Once you've got it, stays in your body, right? And get this, you can be cured, you can go away. Then 3 months later, you wake up and you're a fucking zombie. We don't know that. We don't know the impacts of this thing further down the line. You know? People who are dead maybe can be rising out of their graves tomorrow and start eating the shit out of people. Which kind of puts into perspective, if this virus was more deadly, of course it's deadly now, people are dying, loads of people are dying. But if this was, you know, threatening to, like, genuinely threatening where, to the point where if you catch it, you are pretty much dead, then this would be like an extinction level, like, threat, you know, hashtag Avengers. This would be an extinction level threat. Extinction level threat, it sounds like a fucking video game. Pretty sure they said that in Avengers. Threat or the extinction level threat. Basically, where I'm going with all this is Kim Jong-un could die. And what's the line of succession there? Right, because he killed his own brother. He killed his own brother. From what I've heard, he has a sister, but this doesn't agree with him politically. So, that's pretty crazy. Is it like, I mean, it can't be some kind of karma there. Well, at first I thought, of course, he had coronavirus, but it doesn't seem to be that way. But of course, no matter how evil the person is, you can't wish death on them. Which kind of, but maybe it's a good thing. I don't know, that's kind of dodgy territory. Which was the question, would you kill Hitler? Like, there's this age-old question, would you kill Hitler if you go back in time? Well, guess what? I don't know, I would feel weird about if I was in the army, right, and he was in front of me, I'd gun him down in 2 seconds. But if I got teleported in front of him as a person, that's like killing him. And I'm not even sure about this if I'm using this term correctly. Killing him in cold blood, right? It's different in the heat in the war zone to just murdering someone straight up. But whatever, dude. So yeah, maybe I could just talk about random shit like that eventually with a friend. I have a friend in mind. I do. He's retarded slash less retarded. He's retarded in the sense that his grades are absolutely terrible. My grades are fucking good, right? Because I'm a fucking nerd. But yeah, his grades are kind of fucking shit. He's just a retard, basically. He's also less retarded than me because he probably is less annoying than me. Yes, I'm an annoying person. I do. Some people have told me that before. It's always great to know. Actually, I don't think I've been told that's annoying. Maybe I have, but I get the sense that people find me annoying and they don't like me as much. For me, it's not a thing where it's like, okay, hey, nice to meet you, and boom, they just like me. Nope. Some people just don't. Some people do. And then when people do like me, I'm just confused as to why they would. Because I don't think I'd like me either. I fucking hate me. If I met myself, I've always thought about this. If you could meet the exact, just you, would you get along with you? Right? I don't think you would. If you met yourself, you would not get along with yourself. Or most people, at least. Or maybe I would. If it was me, but with just different faces, like a person with the same personality, exact same personality, but just a different face, would we get along? You know what? I think I'm changing. I think I would get along so well. I'd probably want to have sex with them and marry them. Because if I met someone that was exactly like me, even if they were a guy, I'd just be in love with them. Like, oh my gosh, they're just like me. So I guess I've just answered my own question. Okay, I think this is the end of the podcast, guys. And because I'm just feeling a little bit of a boner right now. I feel like wanking. So I'm gonna go away and do the is it number 2? Yeah, it's my second one of the day. I should probably leave up a bit more because my dick is so like crusty and fucking wrinkly right now. Oh gosh, I used it too much. More in a positive way, but in the I'm lonely way. No, I'm not that way. I'm the bored way. There you go. So see you next time. Peace.